Hello everyone, welcome back to Eastwick Cottage Garden. I hope you guys have been doing well. I hope that all the mothers had a happy Mother's Day if you celebrate. And I just wanted to get on here and do a kind of a mid-ish May garden tour. I realize we haven't been together in a while, and I've been away for most of the month of April. I've been out of town visiting friends, and it was a lovely time. The garden has exploded. And it also has exploded with weeds. So we're going to just do a garden tour here and just kind of walk around, see what's blooming, see what's growing, and also just share the good, the bad, and the ugly of everything that's occurring. So I'm going to turn the camera around and we're just going to walk around and see what we see. Some things I haven't seen yet, so it's going to be a surprise for both of us. We're going to start our tour as always in the immersive bed. We're going to start here. We have our phenomenal lavender. This is the oldest one that I have in the garden. I've had it for about 4 years. It put on a lot of new growth. So looking forward to seeing, and it smells amazing. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. Looking forward to seeing the buds on that and the blooms. The hummingbirds absolutely love it. We have a lot of the bishop's goutweed in here. So I have to do some more hardcore work with kind of getting rid of those. Well, can't get rid of it. It's once you have it, you have it. But kind of keeping it at bay as much as possible. Between that and the bindweed, those are my nemesis in the garden. We have growth and blooms on the dianthus here. We have a couple of kinds of dianthus in here. Back in this area, you see we have another kind of dianthus. It's going to kind of bloom a little bit later. It's called key lime pie, and it has a white flower with a yellow throat, and it is very lovely and has fantastic scent. We have some phlox here. So I have 2 different kinds of phlox in this bed. So there's one here, and then there's some back in this area right here and over here, and they are coming up, and I know the ones in the back are gonna be blooming a little earlier than the ones in the front. We have the Amsonia blue star that's blooming here and here, which is really lovely to see. The grandma rose is starting to put on some color. We have some blooms opening up here. This pansy that we planted last year is still going strong in its pot. I need to clean these pots out because these are where the tomatoes and peppers go. So I need to clean them out. Although I have another pansy that's right here that's going to be coming in. So I might be moving them to another pot to make room for the tomatoes and peppers. We have a lot of growth on the penstemon. This is Penstemon mystica. Has some flower spikes on it already. So that's looking great. We have some growth here. A lot of growth on the Rudbeckia. It's black-eyed Susan. In this area here, I don't know. I think these are weeds here. I believe they're weeds. So we need to come in and clean them out. These are Shasta daisies in this area here that are coming in all around. And this is Coleopsis right here coming in. We have several of these plants in the garden, so they're starting to show. I love the variegated leaves on them, and they have like a bright yellow flower. So they're false sunflowers, what their, I guess, trade name is. A lot of growth on the daylilies here. Again, these are the dark red ones that we've had for years. Back here, we have the phenomenal lavender that we planted last year, or no, a couple years ago, I guess. It has grown a lot, and as you can see, there's a lot of flower stalks coming up on that, and a lot of new growth. And this bishop's goutweed's everywhere. I can't stand it. Anyway, I did not ever get to pruning the rose bushes. And doing a lot of other things. So this is going to be the year of neglect. We're going to see what happens. I'm going to try to clean up as much as possible and see what we get out of not pruning this year. We're definitely going to prune next year though. And we have a lot of color on the kaleidoscopobelia. And I really like looking at this. I can see this out the kitchen window, and I can see it going walking through the garden. Just a nice bright pop of color here. We trimmed back the ivy a while ago. I'm going to have to trim back this limb here I might bring these in and put them in a vase for the knockout rose because I can't get through the path. So I'm going to try to do this and not stick myself. I have short sleeves on, so we'll see what we get with this. Easing through. Success. Okay, we have some more Rudbeckia here. These here in the back, they are an Asiatic lily called apricot fudge. So they have their flowers are coming out here So that's going to be really pretty. They got really big in the past year. We have a couple of echinacea as well. And then I noticed here, over here, we have one here and then one on the other side. These are balloon flowers, and they have put on a lot of growth in the past month. This is the other knockout rose. It's a little bit smaller because it was kind of struggling to get itself going, but it's finally actually grown to a good height and a good size. So happy about that. Coming around here, still need to take care of this crazy rose bush that is a bit problematic. Yeah, we need to get Jeff in here to help clean this out as well. In this area here, we have our oregano. This is the herb row. It looks a bit slapdash, but there are herbs in here. There's oregano here, and then down on the end there, all that is garlic chives. So that's all edible and pretty wild. Definitely needs to get cleaned out and mulched. But this is the immersive bed, mid-ish May of 2026. In the center here, we have ice plant as well. It's later in the day, so the flowers have closed, but you can see the kind of fuchsia colored flowers there that open when the sun is out, and it's very, very nice to see. Coming around here to the front of the immersive bed, this is the street side. We still have some color on the hellebores. I really, really like them as plants. They last a long time. You get a lot of benefit from them, especially once they get established. They provide a lot of color and pretty evergreen leaves. So we do need to clean this bed out a bit as well. And we have, behind the weeds here, this is paprika. It's a heuchera called paprika, and then we have one over here called fire alarm right here growing. Our zebra grass has put on a lot of growth as well. We trimmed that one back. Our daffodils are done. I do have to come out here and deadhead them, so take care of that. And this is the long border. There's a lot going on in here. There's a lot going on in here. So here, this is a daylily here. This is a kind of a peachy colored daylily, and it lasts a long time. Like it blooms for a long time. Blooms a little bit later and blooms a little bit longer. And we have the daffodils I need to come and deadhead. We have a lot of growth, leaf growth on the viburnum here. This is brandywine viburnum here, and it is starting to bloom. As you can see there. And it's going to be bloomed with white flowers, so that should be beautiful. And we have our yellow twig dogwood here that already bloomed, and it's getting ready to it'll then put seed heads on there. I have the red twig dogwood is in the midst of blooming now, and I could show you what the flowers look like for that, but you can see here that these are getting ready to put on its berries that the birds can have a little snack on. And I think we had a really cold snap in April. I think I might have lost my false cypress plants. We'll see. Some might be carrying on. We'll see what they do. We're going to give them the year to see how they go. And this is one of 3 of our changeling heucheras putting on its flower stalks. So that's going to be very nice throughout the season. Our clover is inundated with a bit of weeds, is doing really well. I love the variegated green and red leaves on that. We also have a lot of growth on these are crepe myrtles. We have 3 here in this area, and their leaves fleshed out, and I love red foliage. That's a big thing for me. I love red foliage. Orange flowers and red foliage are like my thing. But anyway, so we have a lot of growth here. There's another brandywine viburnum and the yellow twig dogwood. A lot of growth here on this daylily. They'll soon need to be divided. A lot of growth on that. This is, again, the red ones. So these daylilies, the red ones here in the garden, came from the immersive garden bed. I divided them a few years ago, and they are doing splendidly. This is, again, changeling heuchera. looking fantastic. This is Livin' Easy. This is the name of the rose, is Livin' Easy. It's a beautiful, beautiful orange rose. And I'll let you see some of the buds have come out on the other one. It's so striking, so striking. I love it. So we have, here is Scabiosa, and I don't know if the winter did it in. I'm not having a lot of luck with Scabiosa in my garden, but there's a little piece, you can see a little piece there. Hopefully it recovers and we can have some colors there. There's another one over here that has a little bit of color on it as well, a little bit of growth on it as well. So hopefully they will get themselves together and start producing some color. But here it's kind of more of the same in this flower bed. I wanted to show you, I want to come back here for a minute because I wanted to show you this flower planter that we have, salvia, and there's our perennial salvia and viola in here, and they're looking really, really lovely. There's one at the other end, but it has some weeds in it I need to clean out. But we're just gonna walk down here, but this is the immersive, the long border in mid-ish May. So, looking pretty full. So back here, there's actually a salvia in here too, somewhere in with the weeds there, but you can see the perennial viola in this pot as well. So this rose here is called, well, it's supposed to be called Albert Sisley, and we will see what happens. Just for those who are new, I got this rose. It didn't seem to be the color that I wanted, but I'm going to give it another season to see what it is, and we'll go from there. We have our Russian sage. We have several of these plants in the garden, and they have taken off. They're doing really well, putting a lot of growth on. They have blue flowers, and they smell really, really good as well. I'm going to turn around. It's early evening, and this is what the flower bed looks like. And our forsythia, putting on a lot of growth here. So I don't know if I showed before, our Japanese maple, it is starts out red and then kind of goes to a shade of green with some red in it, and then in the fall goes back to red, but it is doing very, very well. This front border here has taken off as usual, so I'm really happy about. This is the barbecue rosemary. I will come in and cut out some of the dead that I can see that is actually dead, but I'm glad to see that we have growth that is coming back to life after the terrible winter of cold that we had. And we have our purple sage going crazy. I'm gonna need to cut that back. And we have a lot of growth coming in on this is lemon thyme. And here we have a sedum that's right here. There's a Veronica that's right here. Veronica First Glory, it's a blue one in here. And then you can see here all of the blooms that are on this rose. This is the Livin' Easy rose. This is the first one we planted a few years ago, but I don't know, the camera doesn't do it justice. The color is so intense. I'm trying to get one that's more in the shade so you can kind of see, but the color on this is so intense. It's just going to be really beautiful, and I'm very excited about it. So we have several of these. We cut these back in a previous video. They are chrysanthemums. This one is going crazy. I think I want to maybe, I don't know. It's putting on some flower stalks there. I'm going to cut it back a bit. I was thinking about digging up and dividing it. There's 4 in here. The others are coming along at their normal pace, but this one has gone ballistic over here. I'm going to check the other ones. We have growth on this one here as well. I want to check the other 2 to make sure they're okay, but this one is going really, really. This one has a peachy color. I've never seen a chrysanthemum like it's a peachy color and then it fades to like yellow. It's really, really pretty. And here we have our Sunjoy Gold Pillar Barberry. I have two of these here, looking wild and crazy with their bright color. And this is euonymus, greenspire euonymus. In the middle here, we have some irises back here. One is starting to grow. This is called, I always say this the wrong way. It's something in styles. And it's something in style, I'll put the name up. But there's two of them here as well. They're beautiful blue and yellow irises that come up a little bit later. We have a flower stalk on one of them. I don't know if you can see it right there, starting to bloom. And we have dianthus here in the front, starting to bloom. The candy tuft has gone over, so I want to come and trim that back so we can get a reflush in the fall. And here is another dianthus, and I don't know, if you guys have never smelled dianthus, you need to do it. It smells so good. It's such a sweet, like, kind of clovey scent, and it is my absolute favorite. In this flower bed here, there are a lot of little weed trees that have come up. They're all over the front of the yard. I don't know what they came from. There's a whole bunch of them, so I have to come in here and take them out. There should be here also some penstemon in this area, but I don't see any growth. I'm going to have to go in there and see if anything is coming in. There's some, let's see if I can put right in this area, and then there's one over here. They're called flock of flamingos, and they did really, really well last year. They put on a lot of color that lasted a long time throughout the season. I hope they come back. I hope the cold wasn't too bad for them. But anyway, what I'd like to do is to get in the front here to put some hydrangeas up against the fence here. We're going to talk about this rose right here. This one is called Fruity Petals. And when I go outside, you'll be able to see more of the blooms that are coming in. I'm very happy about how this one is turning out. Coming over in this area, this is the maple border from the maple tree. And we have more heuchera here. So that's alternating, starting with Delta Dawn and then Paprika, kind of mimicking the green and red of the maple tree. That was my idea anyway. But it's really nice to see these pops of color. We have some Hakanakloa growing here, super bright, really nice to see. There's a lot more plants going in this flower bed. Here, this is called Nimbus White. I think it comes in a purple as well. I planted this last year. I've never had this kind of plant before. I wanted to see what it does, but it's so pretty with these puffy white flowers. I guess it's nimbus, like nimbus clouds, but there's a bunch of flower stalks coming up, and it's really pretty to see. I can see it from my windows. This is a little pop of white in this area. I want to see if it smells like anything. I don't know. Hold on, let's see. Does it have a scent? Not really. It just smells fresh. Not really a big scent. Okay, so this is the other part of the maple border, the original part of it, that needs a lot of work. There's a lot of weeds. There's a ton of bindweed in here. There's some grasses I need to clean out, and this massive dandelion needs to go. But the pretty part of it is that we have GM blooming. The peonies are starting to put on their color as well. There's 3 different kinds of peonies in here. We have the May Breeze phlox that is winding itself down, and more GM. We still have some remaining color on the hellebores that are in here. So overall, this bed is really starting to pop. And the daylilies are going crazy. They're going to be a flood of yellow, flood of orange that matches the GM. So as the GM kind of fades back, it'll be taken over by the daylilies, who get to be about 5 or 6 feet tall. So it's just really nice to have them in that area. Then we have some more peonies here that are about to open up, covered in ants. What else do we have in here? So I also have sedum in this area. Back and black sedum. There are 3 plants, but I always forget about them until they pop up, and I only saw one pop up so far. I'm about to show you that in a minute. But Here we have Veronica white wands. So as the May breeze goes away, later in the season we'll have white from the Veronica white wands picking up where the GM kind of fades in and out. And again, we have the orange taken up by the daylily here. So I kind of like to have a little bit of consistent color in the garden bed. Here's another peony. This one was really slow to take off, but it has caught up to the others. And we did some cleaning out of some of the daylily around it to give it some more space to grow. And then back down here, here's the back and black sedum. It's not that terribly great. It needs sun, so I don't think this is quite the bed for it. So I might have to see what else I can do with this. Either move it or, I don't know, just see what it does for this season and see what we can do next year. Because I forget it goes way down to the ground and then I forget that it's there. But here again, we have the GMs and the May breeze phlox, which I think is just a wonderful combination. GMs are so pretty and cheery. So we're gonna go, before we go back to the other side of the backyard, we're gonna come back out and we're gonna go out the gate. Jasmine, if you're wondering where Jasmine is, she was not really wanting to be outside, so she is inside the house in the crate listening to some music right now. So that is where she is. Okay, so when I came back from one of my trips away, I did some camping with friends, I noticed that there was a lot of growth on the garden sage. And I don't know why I didn't think of this before, or realize this, that it was going to bloom. I didn't realize it was going to bloom, honestly. But as you can see, it is blooming like no tomorrow. And it looks absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. We're going to come down here. You can see a little bit better without the sun glare. That this is just a mass of... It makes me laugh because I did not expect this. Blue flowers, just a mass. And all of this is bindweed. I need to come and clean this out in the next week because it's absolutely crazy. This is the Woolerton Old Hall Rose that we trimmed back, one of them. So I need to come and attach it to the fence more. It has bloomed, grown leaps and bounds. There's a ton of flower buds on this. So this is gonna go crazy. My imagination, my goal for this rose and for all the roses is that they just cover the fence and just have just a riot of blooms. As you walk by, you just see blooms and get the scent, lovely scent of roses. I still can't believe this. This is just, I'm gonna have to cut these back and put them in a vase. They are absolutely stunning. Plus it'll help with the gaps that are in here. Just kind of cut it back and let it flush out again. That is what we're gonna do. So, but we have the Greenspire Euonymus here again, and then here's the Fruity Petals rose that is taking off. We cut this one back and it is growing leaps and bounds. It's gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous color. And I love it. This is a happy, you can't really see it because of the sun glare, but let's see if I can turn this way. A happy accident with the pink of the Fruity Petals and the blue of the sage. And we also have, I wanted blue in the front of the flower bed, so I planted the Russian sage. So between the Russian sage and the garden sage, we have tons and tons of blue. So I think they might be alternating themselves with color, and so there'll be like a little sea of blue in the front the whole time. This is one of our azaleas. So I'm not sure. Hopefully it looks like it's doing okay. Hopefully we'll get some color on it sometime. It's an Autumn Brilliant. It's a white one. Hopefully we get some color on it. So here we have another GM. This one is called Tempo Coral. So this bloomed really early. So I'm going to come and deadhead it and try to perpetuate the blooms on this one. Again, we have the garden sage, and this one's a little bit farther behind the others. The sun is a little bit different in this area. so it comes in a little bit later. But here is the front border, the very front of the yard, and minus the weeds. Very happy with how these beds have turned out. Planning to put some more plants in here, maybe not this year, but next year. And I would also like to plant some bulbs in here so that we have some like tulips, not tulips, daffodils and such in the early spring. Okay, we're coming into the orchard border. In the back here, I never actually got a chance to clean this bed out. And at this point, it's kind of too late. So there are some things I can do, but as you can see, it is well on its way. So these ginormous plants here are red twig dogwood. I think next year I do need to come in and cut them back because you can see that the red is it looks pretty red on the camera, but it's fading more to a brown. So the newer growth on these are what provide the richest color. So I'm going to cut them back. These have flowered. There's some still flowering. You can see here some of the flower stalks. So the yellow twig dogwood had the same kinds of flowers on them, so they were really pretty when that happened. We have here one of our 4 popcorn drift roses that has a ton of blooms on it. It's getting ready to pop. We have back here, this is Walker's Low Catmint, which is putting on a lot of color. I see that I'm going to need to trim these back a bit to provide more sun to this because it's a sun-loving plant, so I'm going to trim these up a bit. We have our Artemisia wormwood silver mound coming in, doing great. Just have to keep an eye on that so that it doesn't get too leggy. This is another one of the key lime pie dianthus. So I have several of these in this area to bring some white in. We have some other dianthus in this area. So we have also some, and I can't remember which one this is. I replaced some, but these are salvia and also Walker's Low Catmint. So you can see the more lavendery color is the Walker's Low, and the deeper color is the salvia. And we have the dianthus growing in here, providing red. There's another White Wands Veronica that'll pick up some white later on in the season. Here's another popcorn drift rose. You can see that it's actually popcorning. You see the bloom there. There's a whole bunch more coming. And here we have I didn't get to clean these out, but this is our Coronation Gold yarrow. So it has started already putting on some flower spikes. We have several of these in this flower bed, and they are all starting to put on their flower spikes. So back here, and I have to move this. Back here it's a rain gauge that my friend Melissa got me. And I haven't put the glass in it yet because the weather's been so crazy. But I cannot see this now because of the growth of these red twig dogwood. This is exactly what I wanted them to do, to kind of provide a hedging. But I need to move some things around so I can see my little garden ornaments as well. And here we have anemone. These are Prince Henry, and they are going to be blooming a little bit later in the season with a really lovely pink color. I need to come and deal with this grapevine. This is a Canadese grapevine. So I'm going to cut back all the old growth and let this new growth come in and see what we get. I think it takes a few years to actually get decent grapes. So this will be the 2nd year of it. So we'll see what we get. But we have some little growth here, some more flower buds on the red twig dogwood coming in. We have some more of the Sunjoy Gold Pillar Barberry in here, and there's some more salvia back in this area as well. There's also agapanthus in here that'll be coming in a little bit later. So there's a whole bunch of stuff going on in this flower bed here. There's another Artemisia wormwood silver mound, looking a little worse for wear. Let's see if I can clean that up and get it to produce. And we have more of the Coronation Gold yarrow growing in this area. There are some echinacea back here as well that will be coming in. I do need to cut this back. This is a chrysanthemum that I got from my friend Carol. It's a dark red one. So I'm going to trim this up because this is the growth from last year. We have some more phenomenal lavender in this area as well, putting on a bunch of growth. So that's exciting. But it has really, really filled in. And we also have here, you can see here, these are sky pencil holly. They'll get to be about 8 feet tall and provide some evergreen color in the winter. We have some strawberries that are kind of strawberrying. This is an older plant. I think I'm going to come up with a different system for my strawberries and see what we get. Okay, so here, oh, wow, okay. So we had a lot of frost. Like I said, we had that cold spell that came in April. I know all of you had this. I do need to trim some of this because I have some rubbing branches, so we need to trim some of this. But we have, you can see here, kind of a bunch of pears here. So this is a Morris plum that we planted like 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. And I'm hoping that we get some fruit off of it. So these seem to be okay. It seems to survive the frost. Here's some more over here. So hopefully we can get some plums. And it takes about 5 years for a fruit tree to be really viable. So we'll see what we can get off of that. We have Lazarus over here, and he's starting to grow again from the ground. So I think I might cut these back. I think Leslie, you suggested to cut these back. Although this is starting to do something here as well. So any tips on the fig tree? Much appreciated. This is my first time with a fig tree. So coming back in this area, these are the raspberries that I want to get rid of. They have some flowers on them, but they are not any good. So we're just gonna get rid of these and start over again later. Maybe not be this year to start over, but we'll see as the season grows. I can't believe how many plums are in here. I'm so excited. So excited. Okay, coming back here, this is our wild blackberry bush, and it has a lot of flowers on it. So maybe we can get some fruit. We got a little bit of fruit last year, not a whole lot, nothing to really write home about. Hopefully we can get some more. Here's the peach tree though, that has 8 million baby peaches on it. For example, 8 million peaches. So what I'm going to do, I did have Raheem come, the guy that cuts my grass, he came and he cut the back branch off here because that was just way too much. I am going to cut off these lower branches. 1, it's easier to cut the grass. 2, there's no way the tree can support all these peaches. And I'm really glad that they didn't succumb to the cold spell that we had just a few weeks ago. So hopefully we can get some peaches this year. But I want to definitely need to take some of these off because this tree is laden with peaches. Very excited about that. So back in this area, I have to clean out all of these weeds here that are back in the back, this area here. But this is our Party Lights osmanthus, and we have some big blue liriope here coming in. There's some coreopsis in here as well. But the weeds are starting to take over. So I need to come in here and take care of that sooner rather than later. Still can't believe how much peaches are on here. Absolutely incredible. Okay, so this is the orchard area. So we're 1 tree shy of having a true orchard. Still working on that 5th tree. I think I want to do pomegranate, but we'll see. We have honeysuckle along the fence here. And I need to come and trim this away from my crepe myrtle back here, but the honeysuckle should be blooming soon. I see some flower buds on it. It's going to provide a lovely scent. Makes the whole yard smell delicious. Over here, this is a plum. It begins with a B, and I can't remember the name of it, but we planted this one last year, and it has plums on it as well. So I got this to kind of help fertilize the other plum tree, to kind of give it some help, and they are doing great For a little tiny tree, it's got a bunch of plums on it, so I'm excited to see that. So here, these are our mock oranges, and it is putting on some growth here. I don't know if you guys have been around for a little bit, you know that I have a love-hate relationship with these. They're supposed to be 8 feet tall. I planted them like 5 years ago. They're not 8 feet tall, so there's a problem here. But when they do bloom, they're beautiful. I did not get to trim back the old stuff, so I'll come in and clean this up just to make it look better. But there's a whole bunch of blossoms on this stalk here, and it smells really, really good. It's very sweet. Very sweet. It's not for everybody. It's very sweet. And this is our goji berry plant. It's in the orchard area as well. I did not plant this. It planted itself. And I tried one year to do dried goji berries. I do not like them. So this plant exists because it produces really sweet little tiny pink flowers that the pollinators absolutely love. So it's great food for them. And the birds then can eat the goji berries later. So this is strictly a wildlife plant for me now. There's another of the crepe myrtles. Next year we have to come in and clean this out because anything below 4 feet needs to go. So we will clean this out in the fall so that it's a more open growth habit. So coming back here looks a little rough. Here's another mock orange. I had 5. 3 of them went away because they were not doing what they needed to do. They were in the long border. I had to get rid of them. Some grass is growing up through here. I have to clean that out, but there's a lot of blooms, flower buds on this, so it can stay. I did get to clean out the zebra grass here. We will come in and do some trimming of that so that the new growth can come in. It's starting to come in. We're walking into the woodland garden, which is a hot mess, I will say. There's a lot of things happening. There is porcelain vine in here. There is bindweed here. So we're going to come in and clean this up. So we have ferns here from my friend Julie that are doing great. We have other ferns here that are doing fantastic. And down in here we have some heuchera that is doing all right. Look at this, actually a heucherella. This is our cherry berry hosta, but we definitely need to come in here and clean this up. We have some hellebores that are still providing a little color. We have the Brilliance Autumn fern. Our primroses have gone to seed, have gone over. This is a Shadowlands wee hosta. We have some of that. There's little carex in the back corner there, starting to come in. But and we have a brunnera. Let's see if we can get the Jack Frost brunnera right there. So there's a bunch going on in here. We just need to clean out the weeds so you can see it better. It's so cool in here. So the temperature is really, really cool. Feels really good. This is a rose of Sharon that has really pretty purple. It's like a purple, but it's more like a lilac-y purple flower. Really, really pretty. And our squirrel house, still hanging, still doing its thing. Squirrels are still in it. Okay, in this flower bed here, this is, I guess, where the gate side of the immersive flower bed, the one closest to the house, the side closest to the house. This is Bath's Pink Dianthus, and it is totally scenting up the yard. It smells so good with that clovey scent. This flower bed needs to get cleaned out in the worst way. This is where the Bishop's goutweed started, and this has spread everywhere. So we just take care of that. We have some dianthus growing and other dianthus growing here as well. Some sedum that you can't see because it's been taken over. We have some candy tuft in here as well that we're just going to cut back and prepare for the new season. I can smell the dianthus. It smells so good. And we have here, this is a variegated liriope. We actually have 2 of these, but the other one you can't see because of the Bishop's goutweed. But this is come with some purple flowers later on in the season. So over here we have our flower beds around the deck steps. And I need to figure out what I want to put here. Usually I put annuals in here. I want to do something perennial. with some girth and then have some annuals around it. This is Azure Rush geranium. It is an annual and it has a beautiful blue flower. We also have some cat's pajamas nepeta here coming in. We have a pennisetum in the back here coming in to grow. This we have another popcorn drift rose. This is our 9-bark. This is a tiny wine 9-bark, and I'm going to show you the other flower bed on the other side where it is in its glory. So coming over here to its sister bed, I'm trying to, this is like the west side, so the sun is definitely here, but this is the tiny wine 9-bark, all bloomed out, looking fabulous. It's so pretty. And then below that is another of the popcorn drift roses, and we have the cat's pajamas catmint or nepeta. There's another pennisetum in this area as well, and another Azure Rush geranium. We have a false cypress, and I think I have some of my helenium that have come up back here. There are also echinacea in here as well, but I think I might have to move them or do something different because, or trim back. What I'm probably gonna have to do is trim back this 9-bark so that's not as far front. I did trim back some of it, but it is taking over, but there's some echinacea. So I'm gonna need to trim these branches so that the echinacea can get some sunlight. So that is the garden tour for mid-ish May of 2026. It's a little bit of a long tour, but there was a lot to see. There's a lot going on. What is happening in your gardens? What is your favorite thing that is blooming at the moment? Are you finding it difficult with the crazy weather to keep up with things? I know I am, plus I was out of town. So I hope you guys are doing well, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.